Hello, everybody. Can you believe it? You only have like 6 blue ribbons left. So let's go ahead and work through this technical meanings blue ribbon. Jargon in technical terms is basically what this blue ribbon is about. And every profession has these, technical terms or jargon. Think about a courtroom, contempt of court, lawyer, jury, verdict, guilty, not guilty, plaintiff, defendant. All those are professional terms or jargon. Think about a classroom for a teacher. Even we have professional jargon, especially with COVA. Blackboard, Illuminate, Kmail. I can't think of many more. OLS, LMS, things like that. Medical certainly has a lot of them. All the names for sicknesses or diseases or things like that. Or weatherman, meteorology with, low pressure and high pressure and hurricanes and all those things are all jargon and technical terms. So let's go ahead and read through an excerpt and we'll pick out the jargon and technical terms. Even if you have never studied broadcast journalism, you are probably familiar with its story formats. Readers are probably the most basic kind of broadcast story. They're usually short and mixed in with other story formats to keep the show interesting. After all, who wants to watch 30 minutes or an hour of an anchor sitting there reading? Sometimes, if the producers want to get fancy, a reader may include an over-the-shoulder graphic or a picture of the story subject. So you've watched the news before and you see that little square behind their heads, and that's what that means. Often, the anchor's role is limited to giving a lead-in to a reporter's package. After a sentence or two from the anchor, viewers see video of reporters narrating their own stories. Most of the time, the video stories include a sound bite from a person who was interviewed about the story's subject. In some cases, anchors wrap the story up with additional information after the video is over. So here's our key terms here: readers, anchors, package, lead-in, soundbite. And you may have heard these terms already, but this is the jargon or technical meanings of words for the profession in journalism. So based on the context of this passage, what does the term reader mean? A story that does not have a recorded video, reporter who narrates his or her own story, a story that needs to be more interesting, or a person who reads the newspaper daily. Let's go back to our excerpt here. Readers are probably the most basic kind of broadcast story. They're usually short and mixed in with other story formats to keep the show interesting. So which definition could that fit? It probably has recorded video, a reporter that narrates his own story, a story that needs to be more interesting. It's a reader. It's not just, hello, how are you? Tonight's the news. Someone got hurt in a car accident. The weather's going to be cold. It needs to be more interesting. And we know this from reading the excerpt. Also, based on the excerpt, an anchor is a broadcaster who presents reporters, and reads the news, a television personality who interviews people for a talk show, a type of story format that includes an interview, or the reporter who films and edits his or her own broadcast story. Now, if we go back again, we can see, where's anchor? Here we go. Often, the anchor's role is limited to giving a lead-in to a reporter's package. After a sentence or two from the anchor, there we go. So, this must be a broadcaster who presents reporters and reads the news. They introduce the stories, and then sometimes they'll read things like, breaking news, a car accident on I-25, things like that. We know this from the story. So be sure to reference the story as you're doing these questions. So you're ready to go complete this blue ribbon. You only need to answer 10 questions. No more, no less. If you answer more, you're doing more work than you need to. If you answer less, you're not going to get credit. Do not click end session until you've answered at least 10 questions. Good luck and thanks for watching.